Hey, how you doing? It's in the news segment, news segment, and that's right. April 13th, 2015. Yeah, that's right, in the news today. By DeSilvis MEDIA, they're out cutting the lawn. You can hear the tractor devices going around here. The noise they make. It's really loud and annoying. But anyway, they do it. Yeah, they don't plan it, just what happens. Anyway, it's the 13th of April, and 2-3 more days away from the taxation day, government robs you day, I call it. Robbery from our government, robbing you any way they can. Coming up on the 16th is the rob you day, taxation day. Anyway, like I say, I do believe we should pay some taxes, but not to the tune that they're trying to, not to the tune of what we're paying now. And what about all these offshore derivatives that were bad and stinky from hell that were just a scam? They were really nothing for us to sign on to. These debts that we have are brought to you by your government. Most of the stuff they bought, bad deals, decisions they made. And then the foreign banks, we're talking about, Farrells and Sox, we're talking about, Morgan and Chase, we're talking about Freddie, Fannie, and Mac. Just to name a few. We're talking about the bankers, all these foreign banks, Goldman Sachs, Freddie J. Mac, all these people made bad decisions. So all this debt is brought on not just on us, but globally. Countries are paying for debts that aren't even theirs. And why in the world will we even want to even logically say that we should pay it? I had somebody tell me, well, the government's got a big stick. And no matter what they tell me, I'm going to do it, even if it's wrong, because they got the bigger stick. I'm like, well, if they come and molest your children or kidnap your children or do things to your wife in a raping manner or raping your children or kidnapping your children, would you do that too? Because it sounds like they will, because they got the bigger stick. Well, there's a line. That's what I said to this person. There's a line that you have to draw in the sand somewhere. Because when the government is not doing what they're supposed to do, then that's where we need to stand up and do something that's good, and we need to stand back and held back, because when the government's criminal themselves, they're not really working for the people. They're only working for themselves. And that's what we see a lot of. Oh, Clinton! Oh no, Mrs. Clinton decided to come along and join the presidential race, the Queen Sheba from hell. Yeah, she says the both Clintons have a history of not following the law. Yeah, they like to be above the law, like the Lone Ranger. We do what we do, and you don't do what we do, kind of mentality. So if you don't vote for her, then you're a racist against women. That's a bunch of bull malarkey if I ever heard. Because I don't vote against somebody who don't really want anything for me. They don't want to do nothing for me. They don't want to better the country. All it is the same old junk being represented in a different wrapper. The same old scams after another, but worse. She says she's for the middle class and for the low income. Yeah, right. She's a globalist puppet just like Obama is. And all she's doing is going to continue the same BS as Obama, but be a female face, and we'll have more drama thanks to her being in office, which we don't really need at this time. So, it's just really, really bad right there, to say the least. But, it's okay. So, as we say it here, over the lawnmower, it's just what we have to do. We have to stand up, put a line in the sand, and vote for people like Ron Paul. Vote for people that are independent. Vote for people who really care and love this country, and are not just flaky puppets like the Clintons and Obamas and the Bushes. It's like we're becoming more and more no different from the people that we see in office, who are in office, that are really not really looking out for us or our interests. They're just only looking out for themselves and what they can get in the end game. That's what's destroying this country. We've signed on to debts that aren't ours. The banks are not insolvent. They haven't been for over 20 years. Meaning your money is no longer your money. Once it's put in there, they could take it And it wouldn't matter because it don't matter anyway because it's not protected, even though they say it is. You know, there's a lot of people losing money. Oh, yeah, and the military's going to start losing their pensions. Isn't that wonderful? All the military that have served this country, veterans and all, are going to start losing their pensions. And then war's going to break out. It's like they're engineering this thing by design because they want to take away your money. They want to cause a war. The globalists, that's what they want. They gear on it. They want us to end fight for racism against each other. Gays and lesbians now is the newest assault. To take away speech, to censor guns, to take guns away from people. That's really what it's all about, the gay soul. You can't even turn on the TV, the computer, or anything without something being said or shows being written about gay lifestyles. Like this is some kind of new thing, and it's just being pushed on us with no prevail. And yet that's the wrong way to be, and it's not recognized by God, but they're trying to make it acceptable, like it says in the Bible, that all these things, towards the end of time, will be things, the evil will be good, and good will become the new intrinsic evil, and that's what we're starting to see. And we're seeing more and more of that all across the world, not just in America. Oh, it's trending to be gay. Oh, it's good to disrupt the ordinary order of things between a man and a woman. Oh, it's okay to go after the same sex when we're supposed to be going after the opposite sex. You know, oh, it's okay to do all this stuff and teach sex education to second graders and fourth graders. And they shouldn't be even knowing anything about that. It's not okay. It's wrong. You know, the government can sit there and teach about helping your daughter or son masturbate. I'm serious, they're teaching this junk in schools. But yet if somebody, you know, that's pedophilia talk. You know, somebody says that the government does is okay, but some neighbor comes to approach your child, they're going to be locked up for pedophilia. Well, the same thing goes no different for our government. They should be locked up too for teaching this stuff in the school system. You know, somebody makes a drawing of a gun, a child, or has Nerf guns and you're shooting them around in your yard and your home, somebody goes to report that to Child Protective Service, they're going to take your children away. They're going to arrest you as parents, and they're going to suspend your kids if they have a gun in school, if they make it out of anything. You hear how crazy that is? They won't let kids play football. They won't let kids play capture the flag, all these things we grew up with in school. Crab soccer, you know, basketball. Oh, it's too unsafe is what they say. Oh, they're going to get hurt. We had to find another way on how to make it safe for our children because we'll get hurt. Yeah, this is a bunch of craziness. You know, they can't play normal games. What is wrong with this place? What is wrong with this country? It's absurdity. It's craziness. It's like Looney Tuneville. You know, everywhere you look, it's Looney Tune. You know, I'm hearing all this stuff. People coming out, checking your houses. People robbing people of their money on highways all across America when they go to the bank to take out $5,000 or more. It's absurd. It's lunacy. You know, then you get put on a list where they check your, you know, and it goes to the law enforcement. And crooked cops take advantage of people who are honest people taking their money and saying they have contraband on their money. When everybody knows that all the drug cartels hold all the money, and of course they're going to have contraband on it because the residue's on all the money. Hello? And they're going to arrest an innocent person because the contraband is already on all the printed money because they've had their drug cartels have had it in their hands. And of course it's on there. And they're going to make up trumped up false charges, say you're a contraband or you're money laundering or you're prostituting or something like that to steal your money. It's America, right? That's freedom, right? That's freedom at its best, ain't it? Yeah, it's real freedom, ain't it? You gotta if you start making a lot of money, you gotta start putting small deposits in the bank so they don't monitor your ass. You start putting too much money in, a lot of people don't know this, they'll try to take your money away or come up with a way to take it from you. They're starting to do this in America, in our country. Can you believe it? It's nuts. Honest people just do a normal activity. You know, an old lady having a restaurant, you know, making a couple $1,000s a week in deposits and food and things. A lot of people have their own little diners and things down south. And, you know, some of these people are getting busted by the government, you know, the IRS, saying they're doing something illegal when they're not doing nothing illegal. All they're just doing is trying to make a living. That's what's so crazy about it. You know, what you ought to do is look at the stars. You look at heaven. Look at the sunset. You look at the rain. Look at the miracle of a baby. You know, that baby wasn't just born in a woman's womb. That baby was born supernaturally by God. Yeah, it was in the womb. But look at how the salmon swim upstream, one direction. Look at just the birth of a caterpillar, how it evolves to how it changes. Not evolves, I don't like that, it's the evolutionary word. But changes from a caterpillar to a nice, beautiful looking butterfly or moth. Have you ever wondered? That's amazing things. These are all processes of God. These are all evidence of God. The genome particle that was discovered recently by scientists and physicists around the world, Russia and things, was really a calling card by God saying, I made this. And this is a way of saying, I love you. That's what the G particle really is that God is in everything. And all things that are living and non-living, and in everything that holds it together. That's why the genome is present in all forms and matter, because God is everywhere, and therefore God is what keeps it together. That's why that a particle of atom is in there. It's not just because it was there by accident. God put it there on purpose. It's been there all the time. It's not a recent discovery. Just man was the only one that just recently discovered it. Anyway, this is the news. Some things to think about. Subscribe down below. And please send your donations to us. 7110 New Hunter Road, apartment 423, Mechanicsville, Virginia. Make sure you put New Hunter Church of Christ above it. You can put Michael DeSilvis on the order of, or DeSilvis MEDIA on the order of. Well, either way it can be taken. You can donate to our Logos Bible account. That's logos.com. And you can donate there. And go to the number and call the number there. Ask for the account department. Give them my name, Michael DeSilvis. It's MIKELDESILV, like victory, IS. And then give them my email address so they know that you want to give something. It's MIKEL, all lowercase, BTMN71@gmail.com. And just put it in there and then say, I'd like to buy books off his wish list, or I would love to make a donation because I want to help out his cause because I love what he's doing. I love the cause. I love the messages. I love the news, the insight, or I would like to just make a donation. I like to pay off a portion of the bill or pay off all of it. If you paid off all of it, that would be really generous of you. I know some of you all have bought books. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that very much. And please, thank you for your help. Thank you for those who are helping us. I'll see you later. Thanks a lot. Shalom. See you for now. In the news for April the 13th, 2015.